All right, guys, I am sitting next to history here. I'm sitting with a mixing engineer for some of the biggest bands. We're talking about Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Kiss, four guys from Liverpool. Eddie Kramer, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Now, we just got done with a crowd that, packed to the nines. The line afterwards to come up and talk to you was crazy. You gave an open mix session demonstration. You were using, all kinds of things. Can you talk about some of the specific plugins that we're using, especially coming from your perspective as somebody who really came from the analog world? Which plugins do you feel like, okay, that reminds me of what I was doing before, and that feels comfortable for me?
Well, there's three obvious plugins. So the HLS for me is my go-to EQ because it's got a very, very distinctive sound in the mid-range. And it's, like I said to the kids out there, this is the EQ I use on Jimmy, on Traffic, on the Stones, it was just, that EQ is magical. I use it in mixing. I use it sometimes if I'm tracking and I'm in the box and I need something quick, I grab it. It's a beautiful thing. Now, in terms of limiters, you can't beat the pie. Put it on room sounds and smash it. And all of a sudden, an ordinary small drum room sounds 5 times the size. And for people who don't have the ability to go into Abbey Road or to Avatar in New York or whatever, the big room, and costs thousands of dollars a day, you can use this plug-in on a fairly average small room and make it sound 5 times as big. To me, that's great. A lot of guys today on in the PA, they're using my tape plug-in, the Kramer tape. Well, the reason is very simple. It was based on an Ampex tape machine, and at 7.5, it just does wonderful things to the sound. So those are my three go-to.
I have a question about the Kramer Master Tape, and I'm asking because I know that we get this question a lot of time from our users who want to emulate what you were doing in the analog world, and they say, okay, now I have the Kramer tape, I can put it on, and it's going to be just like the process, but they're a little unsure. Where do you recommend, or where do you like to put the Kramer tape in a signal chain? Is it the first thing? Is it at the end? Both?
Usually at the end in the mix down process, because that's really where it works great. And like I said, like a lot of front of house engineers are using it as part of their digital, they all got digital consoles and they want to warm that sound up because they sound a bit brittle. You put this plug-in in, bam, it takes care of the business.
Excellent. And of course, in addition to these, we also have the Eddie Kramer Signature Series, which is, a phenomenal, simple to use, great sounding setup. Any thoughts about that? You were one of the first ones that we put out.
Yeah, it's so interesting. When Waves came to me, it must be like 6 years ago now when we first started this. And basically, I put together what I like to use in the studio, utilizing all the effects that Waves had, and came up with these various plugins. Delays, compression, what was good for vocal, what was good for drums. And, the kids who are just starting out, they're going to get their little laptop and they recorded some stuff and they want to get some of my early sounds, put it in. It works. It's like you have a mixing bowl with eggs and salt and pepper and a little spice. You beat it up and what comes out, you stick it in the pan, there's your mix. It's fried, baby.
I got to tell you, Eddie, I know we're embarrassing you here, but it is true. We feel like when we're with you, we're sitting next to history. We're so honored to have you here with us at the Waves booth at NAMM 2014. Thank you so much for coming by, and have a great show.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.